Hello everyone, this is John S. Rhodes of the Rhodes Brothers. This is Greater Wealth Through Mastery. The topic of today's short talk is how to know exactly what content to create so that you get the most views, the most traction, and the most enjoyment out of the creation process. So what happens is that with a small YouTube channel, it can be very difficult to know what content to create that people actually care about, that they will like, that they will share, and that they will comment on as well. Therefore, you need a simple process for getting a great amount of content created over time on a regular schedule. So how do you do that? How do you come up with the ideas? And then how do you know the ideas are great? Okay, well, first, the very number one lesson is that you simply need to ask. One of the smartest things that you can do is to simply ask, and you can do that by using an online survey. You can set it up through a tool. There are many tools that are free online. Some are paid that have more features and functionality. And you can also even set up a survey through Google using Google Forms, and you can just collect data. I will give you a little bonus tip. When you ask people to provide you with feedback, either on social media, you could use LinkedIn, you could use Twitter, Facebook, you could use YouTube itself. And when you ask people, you could provide an ethical bribe. All right, so notice I said ethical. So you can bribe people to provide you with feedback. You want to give them an incentive. So when you ask, give them an incentive to do what you're asking, which is to fill out a survey, to fill out a form, to provide you with feedback, to let you know what you want. Still another bonus when you're asking people for their feedback about what they would like to hear, not you, but what they would like, right? That focus, that shift in the mindset is of critical importance. What do they want? But what you can do is you can seed the ideas. You can, in your form or in your survey, you can give some answers that most people you think will be answering. So you can use check boxes versus just fill in the form, right? So a lot of times people just ask questions and they expect people to be creative. They expect people to know ahead of time what they really want. And so part of your survey should definitely, absolutely include items that you think that they would like. You can have 5 of these, 10 of these, 15 of these, and that's exactly what we did recently. And then also give people in another question an opportunity to sort of free form, think about what they would like to have you talk about. So you get the best of both worlds. You ask, but you ask in a structured way with a survey with sort of pre-thought ideas and answers and categories and so forth, topics and whatnot. And then you also give people another area in the survey to type whatever they want. And this just works fantastic. So that's the first lesson. Now, the second lesson, this is a little bit more tricky. The second lesson is to analyze the data. I'm going to tell you what I did. This is a little bonus tip. So we sent the survey to a small list. We also asked a few people through just various channels, and we said, hey, what would you like to hear from us on YouTube and beyond for the videos and the trainings and the teachings that we're providing, just like this one? What would you like? So we sent out a form like I just described. We provided an ethical bribe. In fact, what we did is we had a bribe that was available for a couple of days, and then we provided an additional ethical bribe, a free download of great teaching and training. So we actually provided people with 2 bonuses that were very easy to create, just simple PDFs, but very high value. And when people filled out the form, we immediately redirected them over to a download page, which we put some great information on. We put a video right on that page as well. We put the links to the downloads themselves, and we even had a link that pointed off to something that they could buy, something they could subscribe to. So we gave everyone everything that we possibly could. It was a nice funnel. We asked for feedback. We put the form in front of people, right? When they clicked, they were able to go look at the form, see all the ideas that we had. We gave them an opportunity to type in what they wanted. But when they hit that submit button, what it did is it redirected them to a landing page that was just loaded with more free value, and also at the very bottom, very lightweight, an opportunity for us to make a little bit of money, to get some subscribers and to get some downloads and make some cash from that. So we had a great landing page. But do you see what we did there? We built a funnel and a very simple very simple way, very simple process for putting it together. And really, as a result, everyone won from that because we got feedback. People were able to express what they wanted. They were able to tell us what they thought made sense. And I think that's just great because it's an exchange. We went back and forth. The Rhodes brothers went back and forth with the audience this way. Hey, can you help me out? Yes. Okay, if you help me out, please please access this page this way. Fill out the form and we'll give you some gifts, some bonuses as a result. And then, oh, by the way, if you love what you're seeing so far, maybe you want to make a financial investment and get even more of our teachings and trainings. Okay, so that's the second key lesson, was some bonuses built in. Now, before I get to some of the results of a survey that we sent out, I want to remind you, my name is John S. Rhodes of the Rhodes Brothers. My brother Matt and I put together these teachings and trainings just for you, so you can learn how to make money online, learn how to trade stocks, learn how to make money with options. We also delve deeply into artificial intelligence and technology. And on that note, I'm going to continue on with a key idea, another bonus, right? So lesson 2 was doing the analysis. And let me tell you, one of the things that I did is I opened up the responses. It was in a spreadsheet because it was a Google form. And I just grabbed the responses. I just went in and I just grabbed the responses. And then I went over to Chat GPT, very simply, and I dropped all that data in. I just dropped all the data in. And I said, please add all these together and then put the answers in rank order. So what you're about to see is the result of ChatGPT doing this very simple analysis for me. Now, if you happen to be the form owner, right? So if you set up the form, Google Forms in particular, then one of the great things is you're able to automatically generate what amounts to a chart showing you what is popular and what the responses were coming in. But there's a ton you can do. That's a topic for a different day. If you would like to know more about Google Forms and using that specific technology for asking people questions and how to analyze it, and if you'd like to know more about how to use ChatGPT with Google Forms as well, like we did, like I did, then down in the comments below, definitely make your voice heard. We look at everything that comes in, and I'd be happy to put that together, or my brother Matt Rhodes can do that for you. Now, I want to point out the top 5 responses that came in. Now, there were a ton of responses and more are still coming in now. Number 1 was using artificial intelligence to generate income. Number 2, email marketing and subscriber growth. Number 3, creating and monetizing YouTube videos. Not too surprising. Number 4, designing and building your own software. So we have people that would just on our list, and also who are connected with us socially, that would love to know how to build their own software. Number 5, free and paid traffic for websites and businesses. And I'll throw in number 6 here as well, which was affiliate marketing strategies. If you take all of those together, and this is what I think is an essential point, those are really useful pieces of feedback from our audience, because now what we can do is we can create video after video after video touching on these top topics that such a large fraction of our audience actually cares about. And obviously, this is about you. This is very much about you. Now, you can do the exact same thing. You can create content after you've run a survey, And after you analyze the results, now you have a tremendous amount of opportunity. You have so many ideas, and you can do research on these yourself, or from your survey, just like we're going to end up doing. We're going to look at our own data, our own business, and then we're going to turn around and create more and more content along these lines. But there is more to this. What I want to point out is that when you look at these and you take, and this is important, you sort of take this step back from the data, and you squint a little bit, and you want to know what the big picture is. You really want to know what the big picture is. And I think, our tagline really says a lot. Greater wealth through mastery. And a lot of the wealth that people are interested in generating by way of the Rhodes brothers and interacting with us, learning from us, investing in themselves through us with our products and services and memberships. One of the key ideas here is making money, and in particular for us, making money online, although we make plenty of money offline as well, but it's really about making money online. And the mastery piece is the tools, the software, the knowledge, the processes. So we are in great alignment with our audience. So this is like a sanity test, right? Or a sanity check. Like, are we on the right path? Does our tagline make sense? Does our mission make sense? What we're trying to do for ourselves, and more importantly, for you. Does it make sense? And it does appear that we're on the right track. Okay, so I've covered lesson 1 as a reminder. You need to ask, or that is one of your key tools in your toolbox. And you can do that with surveys, very simply. You can do it with surveys that include some choices. You can do it with a survey that includes free-form answers. And you can also really look for feedback as well right in the comments. So leave your feedback right now in the comments about what you'd like to hear from us, because guess what? We will look at that. And yes, I'm talking to you. I want to know, my brother Matt Rhodes, we want to know exactly what you'd like to know more about. We have tremendous skills and processes. We've done exceedingly well online over the years, and we'd love to share that with you, but we need to know what is going to serve you best. Okay, now lesson 3 is my favorite lesson because it's kind of a curveball, to use a baseball analogy. Like, you think it's coming and then whoosh, it goes off to the side or it drops. It's really mysterious, right? So, this is very interesting. So you heard me say artificial intelligence and email marketing and growth and YouTube videos, software, paid traffic. These things are all true. But I got to tell you something else. This is very amusing to me. This speaks to the very core of humanity, human nature, okay? People lie. They do not always tell the truth. Sometimes it's on accident, sometimes it's on purpose, but people do lie. They do not tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It just doesn't happen. I'm going to give you the exact example that I'm talking about here to sort of prove my point. If you look at the Rhodes brothers videos from the early days, right, we're somewhere around 16 to 20 videos at this point in time. So if you're coming back and this is years later, we have somewhere between 16 and 20 videos listed on YouTube. And hands down, let me say this again, hands down, the top videos, shockingly, are all about Bitcoin. Now, nowhere have people been saying that to us, like, hey, tell us more about even crypto. Not really. I mean, that's way, 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 way down the list. It doesn't even exist. Okay, Ethereum, no way. Other coins, NFTs, for example, none of that. There's very little interest, but Bitcoin specifically, there are 2 or 3 videos out of these first 16 to 20 videos that are all about Bitcoin. And those 3 that I can think of out of the 16 to 20, those are the top performers. So what people say is different than what they do. Okay? So preference does not equal performance. Let me say that again as well. Preference does not equal performance. The analogy that I use here, and I've used this for years, my background is in human factors, user experience, usability. So I have education in those areas, like making interfaces look great and analyzing the psychology behind interfaces and so on. Those are early days in my education. But what I will say is this idea of preference versus performance is of the utmost importance. And there's a great example that I always use. It's like, hey, what kind of car would you like to buy? What kind of car would you like to buy? Would you rather buy, let's say, a Honda Accord or a Lexus? Every single time, except for one that I can think of, every single time I ask that question, it's always the Lexus. Hands down, Lexus, 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 Lexus. But then when I actually look at what people are buying, or I follow up with them in some way, maybe they're looking for a car, maybe they're not, I kind of check in and to see what's going on with their buying behavior. Hands down, you know what they're buying, don't you? It's not the Lexus. It's not the Lexus. Instead, what they're doing is they are buying Hondas, left, right, and center. And why is that? It's obvious. It's obvious when you take that little step back, not even a big step, the small step back, and you realize that it comes down to money. So people are going to buy the best fit, and the best fit is like something that's high quality but low price. Okay? Yes, a Lexus probably has more accoutrements, right? Has more luxury behind it. There's almost no doubt. But the price is way higher in most cases. Not always, in most cases. And of course, I'm not getting into new versus used versus loans and leases and paying outright with cash. I'm not getting into that. But what matters here is the example, the critical example of when you ask people what they would like, they will do their best to tell you what they want and they need and they desire. But what they actually do is an entirely different thing. So trust me, we will take your feedback to heart. We will listen to you very, very closely. We will respond. We will spend time with you. We will spend time with any results from a survey. We will look at the comments that flow in below. We will look at those comments. But we're also going to look at the hard data that comes in, not just from the surveys that we do run from time to time, but literally we're going to look at the metrics. We're going to look at the data. We're going to spend time with what, in this case, YouTube is telling us. Like you can see the number of views, the number of comments, the number of, thumbs up. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up on this video if you're loving the value here. But this is how, truly, this is how to know exactly what you ought to be creating for your next video and all the videos after that. You can ask people, you can then get the results and analyze and rank order so you know what's most important to people. You can also look at the comments people are leaving. You can look at the number of views and the number of thumbs up that are coming in. And so you can really cast a wide net and look. Some of it's going to be qualitative, what people are sort of subjectively saying, and then quantitatively analyze as well. Even with a handful of videos, even 4 or 5 videos, you still can get a quantitative measure of what is most popular. Let's say you did 5 videos. Look at your most popular video, right? So you had 5 and you've got one that's the most popular. Turn that one video into 5 variations of that most popular video. And that's what I like to call that the giving tree, right? It's the money tree, but I call it the giving tree sort of in-house because you create 5, find the best one, create 5 again, and then you do the exact same thing over and over. And that works miracles. We've done that in the past in other channels and with other social media platforms, and it's just really fantastic. We've done it with articles, we've done it with products, and you can do the exact same thing. So there's tremendous, tremendous value in what I just described, and I'm really, really pleased that we were able to share that with you. The Rhodes brothers were able to do that for you today. All of that being said, what do you think? I really, really am curious about what you think. Does this fit with your experience? Are there other tools, tips, and methods that you would recommend for us to consider and for other people to consider. Share your knowledge, and we look at that in the comments. We look at that if you send us emails. We look at that online. So please also send this episode to anyone who you think might get value out of this, friends and family perhaps. It might be people that are in your business. If you have employees or freelancers, please send this on to other people as well. As always, the Rhodes Brothers really do appreciate your support. Thanks for listening, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you and take care.